This is your weekend market recap for Friday, August 26, 2022. Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. This is Dan Max at EXPI Realty, aka the Trading Agent, and this is your daily market recap for, weekend market recap for Friday, August 26th, 2022. Hopefully you had a great week. Amazing. If you're following the channel, you know, link to the Discord room in the description below. You hang out, you use all these resources, and you saw what happened today, and you were totally confident of what happened. You had no doubts this was coming. Again, we talked about the markets. What was it? It was a trap. We knew. What did we know? Powell wasn't going to pivot. We talked about that 1,000 times. We knew Jackson Hole potentially was what? A counter trend move. We knew what? Ultimately, the market is in a bear market. It's going lower. Remember, everything had pointed this. Now, again, if you're newer to the channel, check out Discord room. Check the previous videos. People just think, oh, you're cherry picking your words here. No. Very comfortable. Exactly. Know exactly how this works. Seen it, done it, lived it. Trust me, my tuition is much more expensive than most of what everybody I'm hoping follows is. Mine is multiple 7 figures. Not multiple, yeah. Not cheap. Ups and downs. Don't have to ride that. You don't need to learn that way. Trust me, I don't mind sharing it at all because, again, people are like, oh, it's a free channel, it's free information. Yeah, because I trade what I say I'm going to do. And people who follow, they can confirm it. Again, I'm not here to prove anybody. People are like, oh, it's a small channel, whatever. Anyway, so one of the things we need to talk about is what to expect next week. How to frame what's going to happen next week. Because think in mind, what do we have next week? We have the jobs number. What else do we have? First and the last 3 days of the month. Why does that matter? Again, go watch the video. Where is it? It's somewhere in here. First and last 3 days of the month. I'm going to copy and paste it into the chat real quick. Let me see if I can find it. Why does that matter, right? Why does that matter? Well, the first and last 3 days of the month. What's going on? Money is coming into the market. Money is leaving the market. People are squaring out positions. It is a big deal. It's an absolute big deal. If you have not watched this video, I recommend you start there. Pause this video, start there. Again, stop by the Discord room, follow, subscribe, you'll get alerts. I've done 50 back to basic videos. You know how many times people ask me questions about what to do? I mean, literally, what's the VIX? I mean, look at all this stuff. Inside candles, outside reversals, how to trade stocks 101, bull and bear traps. I would watch that video. Again, let's get into it because I know that's what people are here for and watching. Bitcoin. Again, I appreciate all the love and support. People have been very generous. Again, I don't ever ask for any money. And I don't ask for anything other than just if you're going to, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. Just learn. Donations to the channel are much appreciated because the content will get better. I'll create more content. I can really focus on this more. Because again, remember, I swing trade. I don't day trade and waste all my time trying to pick the exact moments to trade. I'm very familiar with how this works. There's usually not just one test. There's usually not just one bottom, one top. It takes sometimes days. Speaking of days, doesn't it feel like Groundhog Day for Bitcoin? Didn't we say holding on for its life around 21,000? Days. Days, days, days. If you're bearish, looks like you're about to get the dub. But watch the lows at 17. If you're bullish, you got to set your stops. You got to believe in your stops versus your opinions. Your ego is not your amigo. This is the problem with trading. When you have positions, your brain does not believe that you're going to lose, right? I'm the same way. Actually, I'm the worst. Like, my brain wiring is because I work my butt off, and I'm one of those people, like, I don't know if you ever watched The Captain with Jeter. I hate to lose. I hate to lose. Well, guess what? I do all my homework and I still lose. So losing is like Jeter, losing the World Series all those times. And next time you come back harder to fight. Well, guess what? I don't like losing. And so what did I realize is the key? Don't let 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10 trades burn you. You got to have stops. You got to stick to your discipline. If you can be the best loser in the world, your wins can take care of you. You can be a crappy winner as long as your losses are small. And so here's the problem with Bitcoin. If you're long it, and you're holding it, and it goes lower, it means, I remember we had this debate yesterday. This guy's hitting me up, oh, I lost 30%, I'm back to even. Why would you ever be down 30%? You missed out on opportunities. You missed out on a million other things you could have done. Bad. Oil. What do we say? Started short in the XOP. Started buying some drip this week. Added this morning. Why? I'm sorry to hate. I hate saying this, and I don't mean to be mean. But the dumbest money shouts the loudest. The smart money's quiet. Who is loudest right now? Safety. What is safe? Everyone's yelling oil and gas are safe. Now, again, I could be wrong, but I'm using points of reference to short. Because, again, if it's a bear market, demand destruction, there's nothing safe. We're going to have the same conversation about gold, silver, uranium, whatever material stock you're looking at. I had this debate all day. I'm like, you guys don't realize when the market goes, everything goes. Throw the baby out with the bathwater every time. And again, I don't think oil is going negative futures, but I think it's going lower. And it provided me great opportunities. We'll talk about that trade. Again, these weekend recaps are going to be a little more in depth, okay? Hopefully you guys will appreciate it because we got to talk about next week how it's all going to line up. The XOP did retest the highs. It's in 4-day range. We'll talk about it. Please, just trust me. I'm going to go deep into it. Deep. All right. What did we talk about with the TLT? First of all, we said rates going higher previously, bearish. The market was going to catch up at some point, right? So people don't understand the difference between the Fed funds futures rate going up, like the Fed's raising rates, and the bond market are different, right? Right? Clearly, someone is now starting to buy bonds. What did we say? If you go study the past, 2008, look what happened. Bonds got real choppy and got bought. Okay? Fear. The dollar. What are we talking about? All the defensive assets. They, again, keep in mind, when the rates were going higher, market started to get nervous. The dollar started bouncing, dropping a little this week. And I'm like, it's going to bounce right back if the market is bearish. Well, here's the difference now. This is where you have to understand. If the market is going to go into dump mode, there's nothing safe. They are going to buy bonds. Okay? Why? People are now thinking about preserving the capital. They don't care about what the yield is. They just want to get a return on capital. You buy government bonds. When's the last time the U.S. government defaulted on bonds? I don't know. That's my point. Probably at some point we did in the 1800s. Okay? This now confirms it. Interesting. Someone's buying down here. The dollar. Have this debate all week with materials friends. Oil, gas, uranium, gills. They say, you're an idiot. The dollar's topped. No. You start on your trades way too tunnel vision. It's a double top. No, it's not, folks. We talked about this. It broke out of a monthly channel. Now it's back at the highs. It's consolidating. The dollar does not end with a smash. It's like Tesla. It goes to the moon, then it's done. That's how a top happens. Just like at the bottom. How does a bottom happen? Chop, 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 bam, slam, goes to the ground. That's how you bottom. And so the opposite of that is a top. The dollar looks like to me it's on the precipice to go what? Much, much higher. Do you want to own the yuan? You want to own the euro? You want to own yen? You want to own all these currencies? I don't think so. I don't think you want to own any of them if there's a crisis coming. I mean, they're putting tanks in front of banks. China's just trying to put liquidity into the market. They're toast. They have a housing problem. The problem is people there don't want to pay back their loans because I think, again, I don't know if the CCP is listening, but I'm pretty sure the populace is like, well, guess what? We know how we can take them out of government. We have to bankrupt the government. I see that happening. I could be wrong. Who knows? The VIX. If you didn't see this coming. Again, we talked about in the monthly. Right? Always start on the monthly. Please, for the love of God, if you take one thing out of this video, always start on the monthly. Always. What do we talk about? A chop and consolidation of higher highs and higher lows. Again, not perfect higher highs, but highs up in the 30s, right? In a bull market, you have these like one-off spikes. That was the Chinese issue. 2011 was coming out of the bear market. Got a little sloppy-doppy. But here, before the big spike, chop. I don't consider COVID because COVID was a one-off event. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Look at this. Look at this. Consolidation and then go. Consolidation and go. Do you see that? Does it not look very similar? So if you're not particular into seeing what's going on at the market, sorry, I'm getting majorly distracted. Yes, wife? Looks very nice. Nice work. All right, got to get back. What did we say? It was going to bottom in the 20s, right? 19s. People were like, why would you buy puts, long-dated puts? I'm like, they're free money. Free money. Free money. And then what? Bases, we talked about it popped. We're going to talk about the SPY next. But what we said, don't be surprised if it backs off first before it goes higher. Don't be surprised if it backs off first before it goes higher. Don't be surprised if it backs off before it goes higher. Don't be surprised if it backs off before it goes higher. You see this? It's all repeating patterns, folks. At the highs, what does the market maker want to do? It wants to make sure people don't puke on the first move. That's why V bottoms and V tops are very rare. People expect that stuff. I can tell how novice you are because you don't expect the chop, top, and bottoms. Well, now what? Now it looks like we're off to the races. Now we might have a couple days minimum, or it consolidates. This is where we don't know. But one of the things we do know. So let's talk about the SPY. Y'all ready for this? Take notes. Take notes. Please be prepared. Come in the Discord room. You're ready. You're ready to go. Let's start the whole trade off from long, because keep in mind, we were long. Does anybody, again, Discord friends, if you're here, anybody moderate. Remember, we talked about buying down here. Here was the backup. Then you had a double bottom. Boom. All in. All day on this professional gap. Look at the professional gap followed by the red day. Gazing. Still went. Got to be safe. Yeah, Evergrande. All sorts of things. So we were bullish. We unloaded, and we said there's 3 scenarios how this is going to work out. It's going to short arm it, meaning short arm it doesn't get to the channel high. It gets to the channel high in the 200-day, which was another probability, or it went to 435 and then backed off to fill a gap, or not a gap, but just old support area, right? Well, now again, start all trades. I don't want to watch a tutorial, eSignal. I'm good, thank you. Start on the monthly. What did we say? The point of control was up in the 430s, right? We just didn't know exactly. People were like, oh, it went higher. Okay. And again, do you not understand traps, wicks, layering in, being careful, expecting to not be perfect? This is the hardest part about trading. I run into people like myself who used to have egos where I'm like, I got to pick the top and I got to pick the bottom. No, I just want to be close. And if Joseph's in here, he made fun of my joke earlier because I missed a short today by 9 cents. And he goes, don't bring a ruler to trading. That's what I tell people. Same thing. Gets over it. Here's the monthly. This is the bear market, friends. Sorry. It's breaking the 20-month and it's going to sustain under it. We haven't done that in 11 years. 10 years? I don't know. No, shoot. Oh, 2009, man. 13 years. I can't. That's crazy. And again, remember, it got exacerbated by liquidity. Now liquidity's coming out. Hey, Joe. Thanks. Remember, don't bring a ruler. So think about this now. So we knew the odds were what? Short up here. Keep in mind, I'm going to be full disclosure. I shorted in here and got stopped out. Did I cry and whine about it? Nope. We talked about it. Once it gapped over it, take your losses because you could always get back in. Well, we waited. And we started reshorting back up in the 430 area or 429. I mean, I guess it got up to 431. Didn't care. I personally was like, guess if it goes higher, I'll just wait it out. It's not a bull market. I'm sorry. This is what's so hard for folks. They don't understand. A bull market is a trader's market. It's not a straight line move until when? The end. The end's a straight line move. Okay? So it's going to wave. And again, I hate Elliott wave theory. I think it's this total crap. But there is a psychology to waves that's different. Now, would we all not agree? First wave down, it's just a small correction. Or it's a pullback. Second wave, it's a correction. Maybe 25%, 20%. Oh, remember, everyone says you're not an official bear market until you get below 20%. Now it rallies back, draws in the bulls, and a straight line move. Like we missed the bottom. It's going back to all-time highs. Did you guys not remember? Do you not remember the psychology? We talked about this. You have to draw in the bulls. You have to draw in the yellers and the screamers that it's going higher. High five, diamond hands. You guys we're geniuses. No. The market's giving you the news to hang yourself. They're like, oh, we just gave you, it's time to make your deposit at the bank of whatever you want to call it, whatever brokerage. No, you owe us. You are cheerleading what we want you to think. I'm telling you, this always happens. And now look, here, now this is how we knew it was the top. What do we talk about? Again, watch the video on professional and novice gaps. Professional gaps start the move, right? Off the low, professional gap, off the low, professional gap. There it is. That was it. Well, guess what? All week we talked about it could rally, could fill gap, it could back up, whatever. It could back up. How far? How much? What do we say? Could it retest? Always probable. But as the market came back in and popped, I just started adding because you know what? I was like, I know what Powell's going to say. Do we all not? Again, if you've been here, did you not know what Powell was going to say? Because if you thought what he was going to pivot, go look at the Fed Fund futures. They're expecting a 75-point basis hike rate of 60%. This is like the bookie of the Federal Reserve. And the Federal Reserve never disappoints their own because they are the bookie. They're the one making the bets. They're trying to give the market the perception of what's going to happen. Everybody for weeks, oh, they're going to pivot. No, they're not. Oh, they're going to do. No, they're not. No. And so Thursday, that was the day. Short. And people are like, oh, but it's going to go. No guarantee. No guarantee. Well, look at the 10-minute. Remember we talked about 421? Look at the pre-market. Look at it. Look at that. Hello. Got right there. Do you see why support resistance matters? Again, there's videos on this. What is support resistance? What are novice gap, pro gaps? All these things, these terms I'm using, I try to define them very clearly. Well, now what? Bam. You have to think now the psychology is what? Everybody going, maybe it isn't so bullish. Look at today's candle. Look at the volume. Didn't we say the volume was building? If Eric is here, we talked about the volume does not show up until the backside of the trend. Because again, the market makers do not want to scare people as they're unloading to retail. Then they start shorting, boom. Then they can start dumping too. Because now they're short and they own stock to dump. It's total manipulation. They don't care. Reckless abandon. Take it down. Who cares? They're short. Sorry. Let me drink on some water. So now what? Next week, what do you got? Tuesday, FHA, housing, S&P Case-Shiller. Nah, not that important. ISM manufacturing Thursday. Then you got the jobs report on Friday. End of month, jobs report. Yikes. If you get reminiscent of stock opera, get the Audible. No. You don't need the written version. The stories are just great. The written book, I would get VPA, volume price analysis. If people are wondering who I'm talking to, there's a side chat if you can't see this recording. I'm not talking to myself or aliens or ghosts. So now what? If the VIX is breaking out and the market's starting to realize what's going on, this is what it's going to look like. It's probably going to start looking like this. So now you look left, right? Professional gap, rallies back, fail. Going into the end of the month. So here's the thing about the end of the month. New money's coming in and positions are being squared out. I'm willing to bet that there's going to be more down next week, but there's also going to be chop and chunk of the jobs number and potentially new money coming in. How that plays out ultimately is what? Going to be very difficult because the VIX spikes, support resistance gets violated much easier. Always take note of that. Think about it. If you have a support level, it's very clear and obvious, but if the market goes to VIX goes 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, support resistance gets violated temporarily. So I expect some more down. Well, where's the down? Again, my charts are so dang messy. I don't trade on this computer. It's probably going to be what? I mean, it's probably easier to see on the weekly. It's going to be somewhere in like probably the 390s. That's my guess. 390s? That's not bad. That's not bad, my friends. Somewhere in this range higher. Here, I'll draw it for y'all. Because again, high volume highs and lows love to retest. I'm going to assume it's something like this. And if it doesn't get there, don't get mad at me. Remember, layer out, layer in, more you're up, take cash. Maybe it's the 50-day. I don't know. I don't know anything for sure. This is what the problem with your brain, my brain. We want to know what's sure. Dan, tell me the answer. You have to learn to trade through the unknown. You have to learn how to do that. And that's how you layer in and you layer out. All or nothing trading is what I call gambling. Gamblers lose. Taking some profits along the way. And then what? Probably bounces back. New money comes in starting, what? Thursday, Friday? Maybe next week? We'll see. We don't know. But do you see why if you're short up here, you're cooking. You're anticipating the move. You're letting it run. You're trading around your position. We talked about on the pro gap. Maybe it goes a little lower. Take some off. Now, boom. Same thing. Keep your core position. Say you got 1,000 shares. You keep 500 if you got it from up here, but you trade around that other position. You got to let it run. From getting from point A to point B is not a day, and it's not a week. And it might not even be a month. It might be October. But you got to know how to trade around a position. Because there's going to be times where what? You think it's going to the dirt? Oh, it went $1 lower, then boom, it rallies back 6 points on you. That happens. And you had fully invested, you're like, well, I wish I would have taken a little off, put some in the pocket, paid some taxes. No. QQQ. Do you see what's probably going to happen? 100-day. I mean, I would not be surprised if it's somewhere in the 290s. Remember, this is a bear market. Bear market. Can't even get to the 20-month. It's so pitiful, the Qs. Absolute dog poo. Weekly. I mean, the point of controls are down in the 290s. I wouldn't be surprised. Look at this high volume candle on the weekly. This area. You see this in the 290, 280, like upper 280s? Now, if it doesn't get there, someone's going to be like, oh, you said how to get it. No, take profits along the way. I hope that makes sense. You can see it right here in this area. I mean, I would actually, let me just open this up. And I apologize. I don't trade on this computer. It's a laptop for recording. I would look at this. Let me clear this bubblicious out. Can you see all the pointer references right here on this box? It's the low here, chop pop, the start of the gap. You see this? So 294 down to I wouldn't say down to 280s. That's probably a little extreme. Let me cut it up to, I think I see it. Yeah, somewhere around there. Like I said, 285 to 293. I don't know for sure. Please don't get mad at me. Okay? This is what it is. Again, the more you're up, less you own. Because we're going to get into the tech trade. Like those trades are so easy. What did we talk about with the IWM? This is what gets pretty funny. We said, whoa, it filled the gap yesterday. Minuscule volume. Uh-oh, gone. How far did the IWM go? Good question, y'all. It leads. So, please don't ask specific questions until the end because, again, it's really hard. It throws off the momentum. I don't want to ignore you, but I have to, friends. Like specifics, I'll do a couple minutes at the end. Let's just run through this because you have great questions. It has to be relative to everything right now. Gold, leave it alone. Everybody, again, if you're attacking me, tell me every day you're bullish. Because when you don't is the day I know we're done. Okay? What have we said? 0.382. Not bearish long term. But what? The baby goes out with the bathwater. And gold is no different. It's probably going to retest the 0.382, which is the handle. Maybe it gets down to the 50-month. I don't know. The lower the better. You guys who are bulls like materials, pray for the slaughter. Pay for the guys and gals that have been DCA in the whole last 3 years, getting margin called at the lows, puking, and you just sit there and you go, I'll take these shares. I'll take it all. Because you know when it starts the bull market, it's going to be huge. So at this point, at worst, you're coming back to 158. What do we talk about? How do you know it's not a bottom, Dan? Well, the market is a liquidity-based mechanism. Usually bottoms have what? Volume. Look at the volume. None. Blow off top. Can we not admit, right here, this is the top. Here's the volume being released. Here are the market makers unloading to all the poor suckers and souls who bought. Where's the shakeout? Where's the shakeout, Lebowski? Not happening. Silver, same thing. Purgatory. The best time to buy gold or silver? Always, always, always. When the Fed pivots. Remember, that's COVID. Here's 2008. Going higher. All right? Hopefully it's that simple. Because if not, purgatory. Now, again, how low? 16? I would pray for 13. Pray for 10. Again, if you are actually going to get rich on this stuff, pray for absolute wipeout of the people who were there before you. It's a Livermore premise. He always says the suckers are always there before you to make the mistakes that lead you to your wins. Because the market maker has to clean house, take all that money before what? And get their positions to go. That's what operators are waiting for. If you think of the operator is like 919, like answer the phone, like, hey, emergency operator. No. The operators are the what? Taking your money. It's the house, the casino. Keep that in mind, y'all. Silver, honestly, I don't care. I want to see extreme pain. I want to see the VIX in the 50s. I want to see blood in the street. I want to see people going, gold, silver rigged, Bitcoin's rigged, uranium's rigged, whatever. I want to see all those people who are constantly bullish going, sorry, guys, I'm taking a couple weeks off Twitter. Sorry, guys, I'm not going to be on the internet for a couple months. Perfect. Because all the trolls, you keep feeding my confidence. Because I know who knows how to trade or not. Because the people who are the most quiet, again, are the ones confident. The ones yelling and screaming bottom, Not anytime soon. GDX, I'm telling you right now, do not buy this ETF when gold bottoms. Buy the GDXJ. Notice how this thing couldn't get off the mat. This thing got back up to the May. It got up to the May lows. Just, I'm telling you, if you want the leverage, buy the juniors. You want the leverage, probably buy silver. You want leverage, right? Buy the leverage ETFs. JNUG, Nugget, whatever. I probably wouldn't buy the Nugget again because I think the GDX is stuck. Watch previous videos, talked about it. AG. Oh, I love when people tell me this. I'm wrong on this one. We literally told y'all what? Buy it, sell it, leave it alone. Just leave it alone. What do you think? No. AEM. Put this in your book. Put this in your radar. Remember we talk about volume at the lows? This is the volume. This is the one. This is the market makers, the one they got the volume on. Look, it's holding up pretty damn good. But guess what? Set your alarms for 38, folks. You're going to get the retest. And even if not, well, guess what? We'll be close enough. I'm telling you right now, the suckers are the ones who have to stay invested. FOMO is how you go broke. It's one of the greatest inventions that the market's created to get people to lose. Because they'll margin up, lever up, and then FOMO, because can't miss out, then they lose, then it happens. Everyone's been there. Have you not ever been so early to a trade and you get coughed it up and then it goes? That's it. That's what the market's doing every time. PAAS, again, gap down on earnings. We said, this is a problem. Not bouncing back. That's the problem. Newmont. I told y'all. I told you it was going to break the trend. Told you. It's going to break. So Newmont is notorious for this. In the 2008 correction, gold, look at this thing. Broke the primary trend. Boom. I mean, think about that. From 39 down to 20. A 50% correction, already off a big correction. Here it comes. Here comes Santa Claus. Here comes Santa Claus. Right now, Santa Claus Lane. Bringing presents for all those who are patient. It's probably going to get down to like 29. But again, I don't even want to buy Newmont. I don't want to buy Newmont. Are we clear on gold, silver? I don't even talk about uranium names other than one because I'm like, please, you're so early. Yes, the fundamentals are amazing. But if fundamentals define the market, we wouldn't be trading and be like, this is worth this price and that's worth that price and this is what it'd be like more of a shopping market where uranium costs $900. There's no. Market's not rational. Letter X. All these names. Put them in your bank for good trading futures. What have I told y'all? Do you guys remember when, well, maybe you don't, maybe you do. When letter X traded like a tech stock. $9 to $100. Me like it. Me like it a lot. Now what? We talked about it. It bounced up this 200-day. What did we say yesterday? Big green candle. Is that a novice gap? Is that a novice gap? Do you want to short letter X? I would bless it with a stop. That's the novice gap. That's the gap that draws everybody in. Flop. Nucor. Man, I saw this thing up 6 points today, and I was like, ooh, bro, look at that. Pop. CCJ. I'm just going to keep praising my boy here. Ready to sell. I said, again, I was trolling, yes, yesterday, uranium bulls. Because I was like, guys, do you not know how this always happens? You get pulled in at the highs on great news, and it comes right back. We talked about you could buy it down here in June when you could buy anything. You could have thrown a dart. The market went higher. Now you retest the point of control, right? Ready to sell hit me up yesterday and was like, hey, what do you think of this repeating pattern from June? I'm like, it's probably going up to 27 or 28. I think he got within 10 cents of the high. I didn't short it. Hence why I'm giving him all the credit, because he took the idea that he literally fed me, and I messed that up, and it's winning. Nobody short uranium, right? Well, guess what? It's going lower. I don't know what to tell y'all. I mean, it's a repeating pattern. Yes, the monthly. Go back years. This is what's hilarious, and I keep telling people this. There was once a time out of the tech bubble where a name called CCJ built a base, and it took years, and then it went. Here's your base. Here is your mega base. Now it's starting to build. Great. I'm telling you, watch for the 16 to 18 range. That is not crazy to me. Because again, if oil gets smashed, if commodities get smashed, uranium gets smashed, everyone's all in. That's the problem. This isn't the lows. The market maker's not like, hey guys, everybody load up and let's go for a ride together. Smiley faces, we're all in the minivan. Let's go to Disney World. No, the market maker's slaughtering you all. Slaughtering me if I try to get there early. It's just, that's how it works. Margin calls, liquidations, hedge fund redemptions. Gotta sip on some water. It's just intense stuff. And when it happens, we'll be smart enough to remember, hey, this is what happens. And people go, what if you're wrong? What if we're wrong? I'd rather be late than early to this party. There ain't no DJ, no drinks. And again, no girls for me. If this is like I'm a teenager, why would I want to get there early? Show up late. Because if this is a multi-year move, I don't want to be early because I traditionally see the same repeating pattern. Sorry, CCJ friends. I don't know what to tell y'all. VALE. Going nowhere. Nice long wick. If Scott's here, probably not. It's probably, man, he made a ton of money today, I bet. Here, he called this bottom. Remember we talked about professional gaps, the repeating patterns. He called that. I missed that. Got back on the 20-day. Wrote it. I'm pretty sure it's going to try to fill the gap. Arrow. Arrow. You can tell. Here you go. Look at the volume. Keep an eye on this. So here, if you're watching Arrow, you're probably thinking to yourself, is that gummy kicking in? Not yet, my friends. Watch this. I feel like it's going to retest at some point. Just please be thoughtful. Be thoughtful. Don't be early. Because look now, what do you have? Lower highs, lower lows. It's coming. Again, throwing the baby out the bathwater. I love all these names. That's why I'm talking about them. Mosaic. Talked about it yesterday. Doji, little bit of a problem. Coming back. Is this the novice gap blow off? Remember, the straight line moves. 3 gap trap. Oh, man. Here, look at it again. Hey, 3 gap trap. I talk about that. To end a move. We talked about with the SPY bottom. 1 gap, 2 gap, 3 gap, top, and flop. Man, I love repeating patterns. It's so exciting because when you see them, you go, oh, this is what I should expect. This is what I should expect. Y'all get it? So, again, I like people fertilizer. Yeah, of course. You got to grow crops. These companies had plenty of good runs back in the day. I remember this. Me play this game. Me play this stock for many years. Love it. Love it long time. Way too long, maybe. But look what happened, even in 2008. But, commodity bull market. Are you sensing something here? I'm showing y'all. Commodities, it's a momentum game. People are like, oh, tech are the only names that can go higher in straight lines. Wrong. It rotates. It rotates. Now what? Wait for it to pull back. I don't even know. Just wait for the VIX. We were like, what price? I'm like, just wait for the implosion. Wait for everybody to give up. What did we talk about? CF. Remember volume price analysis? Telling you, buy the book. Link is in description for this video. If you buy it with my promotion code or whatever, I get a 30 cents. The greatest 30 cents you ever donated to me. If you don't ever do it. Here we go. Talked about stopping power. Multiple retests. That guy talks about retests a lot. Maybe I should take note of that. Yeah. And look what it did. It made new highs. How many stocks do we follow that are making 52-week highs? None. But is that a freaking... other this one? Just this one. Is that a novice gap? Red alert. Red alert. Now if someone goes out and shorts this on it, have a stop. But man, red alert, 3 gap trap, and a doji. I think I might be shorting some names. I just found some extra names. These are just too good. CF, Mosaic. Woof. If those are novice gaps, again, it's a bear market. You can get excited about shorting. As I am so excited. Hopefully you can feel the passion in this. Because again, once you learn this stuff, man, it's like you can't undo it. But you also know, like, hey, I'm putting probabilities in my favor. I'm not... when you start losing, you go, who cares? I'm going to win the next trade. If I keep doing what I do. You don't care about losing. Fear of missing out is gone once you know how to trade. To get that point, very difficult. AMD talked about what? The buddy pass. Y'all know what the buddy pass is. What is the buddy pass? It's when Goldman Sachs upgrades the stock at the highs to unload it to their brokerage friends. Hey, I work for Morgan Stanley. I work for JP Morgan. I work for, you name, the brokerage. Hey, Goldman, we got some positions to unload on AMD. Sentiment's perfect. Why don't you upgrade it to like $1.20? Closes at high, game over. Look at that. Thing of beauty. I know some folks who took that short. Again, we short the SMH. Love it. Buy the rumor, sell the news. Oh, Pelosi's buying the stock. Yeah. Down here, if she was. SMH. Now again, where can it go? All these levels, you just got to be aware. Watch the market. This is why I tell people, trade the leaders. Because the leaders follow the market follows the leaders. If you can identify the levels on the SPY QQQ, you should probably be able to identify them, what? With AMD, it's probably going to be somewhere near the 86, short term. SMH, again, trade the leaders. Trade the major ETFs if you want. If you can't short, buy the leverage ETFs, but trade them as well. What do we talk about? Point of inflection up here in the 240, what? 6 to 250 end up again. Oh, but Dan, you're early. Oh, I can't wait. Did you see it rally? We talked about it. Be thankful it rallied. It's going lower. Professional, double professional gap. Again, I like the small gaps because then they're not, again, the 3 gap trap is usually with big gaps. See, 1 gap, 2 gap, 3 gap, big gaps. It didn't, remember, the Qs have been getting bludgeoned. That's why they bottomed first. Anyway, getting distracted. Engulfing bar. Days of consolidation wiped out in hours. That's what the market does. In a bull market, it would do the opposite. Do y'all see that? In a bull market, you get down for a week or two, chop, 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 goes to new highs. Zing, takes everything out. Now it's being reversed. But can you see that? Can you actually acknowledge it? Act on it? Probably not. Well, how far? I mean, at worst, 216. That seems very logical. 215, 216 area. Again, these aren't recommendations. Just draw your own charts. I'm putting the pressure on you to figure it out. Because if I give you all the answers, then you rely on me. The goal is for you to be able to trade. I don't hit enter for you. I will never hit enter to exit either. Enter on the keyboard. Apologize. Let's just run through them all. Apple. If you didn't short Apple at the highs, then you'd missed out on the classic example of what? The market sucking people in. At the highs, who, what is it? Credit, Suicide, Suisse, put out the upgrade at the high, buddy passes. Y'all remember this day? We talked about it. It was like game on. Everyone's like, I don't know, man. It's Apple. It's going to the moon first. It's got to go to all-time highs, man. It's too strong. Okay. It's a bear market. Look what it did. Filled the gap, channel highs. Now people are like, oh, your channels are squares. Yeah, because I don't believe in perfection. I've said that a billion times. It's approximations, y'all. Where's Joseph? Don't bring a ruler to trading. You just don't do it, man. Now what? Oh, this candle's bullish. Like, you need to be scared? Game over. Now, again, it probably bounces what? In the 160 range, right? We talked about this earlier. 200-day, maybe down into this gap area. I mean, you shouldn't be short this. And guess what? It probably bounces. Look along the way, folks. It chops, it chops, it chops, it chops, it chops, it chops. And then it drops, it drops, it drops, it drops. Wave 3. Game over. Nobody thinks Apple's that bullish, just a pullback. Everyone thinks it's just a correction. Now what? Bear market? Where does Apple go? I don't know. But you'll know at the lows when everybody giving up. Give it up. Microsoft. Another one. These are such easy trades. Hopefully you see, I'm trying to make this easy for you. Oh, but you have to be certain? No, I'd rather be less certain and make things easier than overtrade and try to get that 2 points on Microsoft. Nice trade, bro. Double thumbs up. Nice work. You shorted up here. You took 3 points. That used to be me. I used to get into trades and I'd be like, hey guys, I'm shorting Microsoft. And then I'd come back weeks later and they'd be like, how'd that trade go? I'd be like, I made 5 points. They're like, dude, I made 50. And I'm like, I'm telling these people what I'm doing. I just don't have the patience. What is wrong with me? Same thing. Up here, the 200-day, gap down, 50. I'm telling y'all, Microsoft is the one to short if you want to make big points. Big points. The MACD was so bearish. Dude, MACD, if you ever say MACD, I will ban you from this room. Please. MACD is garbage. Follows price. Zero use. Absolute zero. Serious. And maybe you're joking. I don't know, because you know I hate MACD. But look at Microsoft. Monthly. Turning over. Where? I mean, it's probably 250s. Probably 250s. MACD, RSI. You see the divergences? No, I didn't. Because I don't need it. Threw that stuff away when I broke a monitor because I believed in that crap and it lost me a lot of money. You guys tell me y'all know that story. Meta. Freaking MACD. Sizzle. Burns. You want to get Dan mad? Talk about MACD and RSI. Divergences. Idiots. Absolute crap. Those indicators were created to trick the public. They don't even know it. Brokers are like, hey, let's put up this statistic that literally follows price and make a very complicated formula, and let's think it actually works. No, it doesn't predict anything. It follows the price. Meta, talked about this. It's game over. Lower highs. I mean, all these stocks, they all look bearish. If you're short them, let them run. Tesla, we talked about this today. Who shorted Tesla at 301 plus today? What do we say? It's probably going to get slightly over the 200-day. Some of y'all bought weekly calls, and that's ballsy. But guess what? You had a very defined stop. You had literally, look at this. Just get anywhere at their 301. Kapow. It's a bear market. Double bottom. Look at this. Look at these eyes. Somebody's staring at you. No, I'm just kidding. It's the McDonald's arches. Rubble. Okay? It's going lower. And again, let me tell you why long-term, if you own Tesla, I feel bad for you. Because for years it was uninvestable. It's batteries. Who needs batteries? Oh, they've got the software. It causes car wrecks. Oh, the valuations at like every car company combined. This candle changed it all. One candle changed it all. This is what's going to happen eventually with the dollar. Now, it's the best company ever. You got to buy it. You've got to hold the stock forever. Now that you believe that, look at the action. I feel bad for people because they don't know the past. Like, there's been names like Tesla before. They all go to the ground. They go to the ground. And when they get to the ground, they kneel and they pray, and then they take the head off of it. That's what they do. They kill stocks like this. What's the next support? I mean, it's probably going to keep motoring down. Just keep it simple. This one, probably 250. You see this? 250s? I mean, do y'all see the support resistance? Do I have to draw it every time? Somewhere in there. Not bad for... Oh, I got accents for days. I just got to warm up, man. It's hard to do them on the fly. NDAQ. How many times do I got to tell you the wave was coming? Preaching from the people. The pit. Talked about this. People are like, oh, I'm freaking out. I'm like, honestly, this is the one stock in trade that I just let run, and I was dead wrong on it, but I didn't care. Because I know when it turns, it turns. This is the Coinbase of crypto. Yes, the pulpit. Why? Yeah, maybe the gummy is kicking in. What is going on? I said I lost. I was down, I think, 80% of my puts at one point. And I was like, whatever, I don't care. I have a lot of them, and they're Septembers. When the wave starts, game on. And again, I was down. Again, I make mistakes too. I got trapped. This gap up really screwed me up because I took a lot of profit, like stops on other things. But this one, I was like, whatever. Going lower. Oh, how can you say that for certain? Because I know the past. Roblox. Anybody here remember going long Roblox? We talked about buying here. The volume was showing it. We talked about it. Then you talked about the lower high, and we said, look at all these candles. Someone's buying. Gets up to what? The support zones. Resistance. 50. Doink. Now it's going lower. I don't know what to tell you now. Someone goes, does it want to retest the bottom? They got a lot of debt. I don't know. I would expect it to go lower. But this is the hard part. Please be careful shorting Roblox, because at any point, the EA Electronic Arts rumor can come out and go, Microsoft's buying Roblox. Amazon's buying Roblox. Kids are buying Roblox. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, there can be a rumor. Like, all these other big names not getting bought out. That's why we trade them. I don't ever want to short stocks that I think can get bought out, because those rumors come and fly. They come in hard everywhere. Let's go through Amazon real quick. Somebody was shorting this on the open. It's like, nice one, brother. New lows. Probably going to fill the gap, man, the 120s. It's all this stuff. Do you not see that everything looks bearish? Well, now everybody sees that. Do you see how, like, we at least got a little more thrust? Because now we were going, I held it on a Friday. What was I thinking? I'm an idiot. Bow, 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 bow. Tech. Do we all confirm it does not look good? Does it not look good? We have confirmation, Jim. Not a doctor. Sean Connery. Sean Connery says EXPI is not a stock to hold, my friends. Fundamentals do not matter. Look at this. If fundamentals were worth you know what? The stock would not be at 13. I work for this company. I see their numbers. And they're public. Nothing crazy. Wrong. Sorry, fundamentals. We went from the last place brokerage to the third in the world now. And look what's happened. You get to 90 and you're back to 13. How fun is that? UTHR. Unreal, man. So many people I told, be bullish on this one. Be bullish on this one. And then when I said be bearish, nobody listened. It's crazy. Talked about volume price analysis, double bottom. You start running. Here's, remember, straight line move, ends the move. But it made a higher high, Dan. No, it turned into a head and shoulders, and you didn't take any profit. There was actually a head and shoulders within the head and shoulders. Now it's going lower. I told you you're going to have to wait. Oh, but I had these gains. I'll hold them. Well, son, you shouldn't have done that. What's Indy, you shouldn't have held on to that stock. So that's what happened there, okay? Game over. Now it's back to support. Let's hope it holds for their case. They get a bounce? I don't know, man. Don't know. XPI. Hopefully this is informative yet funny, yet also very clear as day. I'm not trying, you should not be confused by anything you're seeing. If a 12-year-old can see it, so can everyone else in the market. That's what you got to remember. High five to people who followed this. We talked about point of control at 95. And then who shorted yesterday? If you're watching, we talked about this. Put out the tweet. Watch the 200-day. Watch the 200-day. Some people who've really grown into trading got better. Again, they don't have to watch everything. I try to watch everything, so sometimes I miss things. Crystal clear, yeah. 200-day. His name is Paper Hands. I forget his real name. A hilarious ticker label. He was like, dude, I went big. And I'm like, good. Because you could right there. Tight stops. Then today he was like, oh my God. I see how this works now. And I'm like, yeah. You just got to be patient and you trade around your position. Awesome. I love hearing stories about people making money. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Love when people make money together. Okay. Let's get into financials real quick because, again, I got to expand. You got to see the bigger pictures because this is actually some of my biggest shorts are financials, the FAAS, shorting the leveraged bull ETF, and Morgan Stanley. What do we talk about? XLF, point of control. Do you see it? Do you see it? You see it? Y'all seen it? Y'all done seen it. Look at all that volume right in here. That's right. Goes a little higher. Backs off. Look at this. All the professional gap. Man, it's so... Again, hindsight's 2020, so hence why you have to know hindsight is 2020 and study it and become hindsighted if needed. Remember, study the past if you want to learn your future. Oh, man, what time is it? 47? Yep, gummy time. What do you think now? Game over. I tell people this all the time. The financials are going to catch the wrath of what? A recession, y'all. And don't forget that for a minute. Sorry, the charts are getting a little squirrely here. So if that's a fact, right? We know that. Why would you not short financials? Have you seen the past? Have you seen the past? 30 down to 5. Love it. Now what? Well, people are like, where did it bounce? Look at it, the point of control on the 29.30. Now it bounces up to the 20-month. That's why I love the monthly charts. Because if you see this stuff on the monthly, it's more powerful than the weekly. And the weekly is more powerful than the daily. And the daily is more powerful than the hourly. You see how this works? When you see it in bigger chance, you get excited, but you just know when. The check's in the mail. You don't know when it's coming. Hits up the 20-month. Boom. I mean, ugly. Ugly. I mean, this is like, what is it? Congo. Ugly monkey. Amy sees ugly monkey. Like screaming. Ugly. Yikes. Morgan Stanley. This was an easy short, man. So easy. Hopefully I'm painting these pictures. People say, like, sometimes you explain the market. You're like Bob Ross. You just paint the picture. That's the goal. Shouldn't be confusing. Remember we bought it down here, said professional gap. Here you go. Whoa, it went even higher. Awesome. Hits the point of control. Awesome. Gets over the 200-day. You can't short it. Like heck, you can't, Bo. Man, we absolutely slapped this thing around. Shorting up in the 92 area. Some of y'all remember this. Now what? Oops. Oops, we did it again. No, gap and Gulf. Gap and Gulf. That's what a bear market looks like. Goodbye, Morgan Stanley. I've got November puts. I'll see you in the 70s, maybe the 60s if we're lucky. JP Morgan talked about this one. They stopped buying back their stock. Red flag. Notice it couldn't bounce worth a you-know-what. Dead cat bounce. Meow. Meow. Man, this stuff makes me laugh when I review it. Sometimes it's so easy. It seems that way. So financials look bad. Let's end it on oil. All right? Oil. TXT. Ain't that right? Unreal. What do we say? The point of control. Watch 78, 77 said that. Oh, it got up to 78.30. Dang it, Dan. Can't you be a little more exact? All right. Gapping down. I'm telling you, oil's going lower. It's a demand destruction. Now, I'm not saying it's going down to the tankerton. No, I think it's probably going to pull back. How deep? Just patience. Patience, grasshopper. Because keep in mind, one of my favorite trades of all time was shorting oil in 2008. And if you don't remember it, I mean, again, man, I jumped out of the plane with a parachute and watched this all the way down. It was so easy. So easy. Easiest shorts of my life. One of my game changers. So I always remember oil. I know how it works. I've been trading this stuff way too long. Sorry for the crappy charts, but it's going to go lower. I don't know. Remember, the USO is a crappy ETF. It could go lower. But what are we short? What do we have to confirm it with? It? Natural gas. Can't forget about oil and gas. Names out looking at gas. No. What do we talk about? Look above and fail. Look above and fail. Oh, but it's 2 days. Who cares? Doji engulfing. Now it's struggling at the range highs. I see more sellers up here. Do you guys see more sellers? I do. That easy. Now again, if you short oil and gas and you're wrong, have a stop. Do you not see we're near the highs? All right, somebody asked earlier, XOP, is it going to retest the high? Yeah, it is retesting the high. The shoulder high. The shoulders. It's not a bear market. It's not a bull market. This ain't going back after the highs. And if it is, that's the low probability potential. I hope people see that. It's not like, I mean, I'm trying to talk in certainties at times, but I'm trying to explain like probabilities. It's not retesting the highs, man. It's not retesting the highs. And if it does, that was the one-off move. No, it's the shoulder line. It's filling the gap. It's hitting all these big bars. Big bars. Okay? Now, oh, but the volume's down. Great. Great, because what usually it's coming on the backside. If you bought drip at 14 today, like we talked about, you bought it under 14. Even with the, I mean, again, people are like, oh, I should have been lower. Guess what? Probably going to rotate. Probably going to be days where oil's down more. Some days where tech's down. Then tech down, then oil. That's how it goes. It's a bear market, just like in a bull market. Hey, look, tech's up today. Oh, hey, look, that's up today. Hey, look, that's up today. No, the breath just kind of revolves around. Money just slops and sloshes around. Okay? Clear as day. That's your short point with a stop. So easy. A caveman can do it. ExxonMobil. All right, here, Joseph, bringing that ruler to trading. Got to get that 100 price. Dan's got to short it. Missed it by 9 cents. Oh, well. Whatever. Got XOP. Confirming. Confirmación, mi amigo. XLE. Again, the loudest folks are screaming buy oil. Does that scare you? And if you're bearish, does that not excite the crap out of you? ExxonMobil. Or XLE. Shoulder line. All right. I'm going to wrap this up for the recording. If you have questions, stick around. I'll do another couple minutes. I appreciate everybody. If you ever, again, the goal is to make money, to buy real estate, to do what? To get passive income. The goal is not to have a humongous trading account, because if trading blows out and you make one bad trade, game over. The goal is to buy passive income, reoccurring incomes through real estate. I'm an agent. I love helping people on this stuff. I think it is genius. Because again, you get to 10 properties. Now you got millions of dollars worth of value, and you're getting paid $10,000 to $15,000 a month. And guess what? You use other people's money to do it. You borrow. You borrow, you borrow, you borrow. You leverage up, but you make sure you cash flow. There's all things I can teach you how to do. It's easy. Just ripping it off of bigger pockets. It's just not reinventing the wheel. All right. I'm going to stick around. I appreciate everyone. Have a great weekend. Study. Study, study, study. Peace.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, the PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.